all of the steel production we could ever want. Hopefully. I finally got all of the coal hooked up. Unfortunately, that means I have to clear out some space. Everyone was yelling at me for dumping all of my stuff. I'm sorry, I forgot that this shredder even existed. I knew the store was there, but I couldn't remember what I needed for the store. It's the shredder, and the shredder is basically chewing through all of our resources right now in these boxes. Now's the math portion of the episode. So I put testers out here. They're not going to stay here, but I need to know how much of each of these things that I'm going to need. So I'm going to start here, and I'm going to see how much. So 6 and 12 is the cost for the 1 reinforced iron plate. I also know that if I click on it, it can show me it can make 5 per minute. So then I can calculate out how much of those per minute I want to make and multiply out my screws and iron plates from there. So then I know how much to make of each of those. So I guess I have these here. That way I can work backwards. So how do I make steel? Steel is coal and iron ore. Oh, I'm smelting all of it. So I have 2 options. I'm going to go for my first option that came to mind, which is I'm moving my steel production over there where my other smelters and my true foundry is going to be, on this wall of nonsense. I'm glad I looked at it because I need to be producing, 180 raw iron in order to keep 4 of the foundries fed, which means all this coal does not have to go back there. It has to come here. Okay, let's reorganize this. I now have a plan. I'm going to put together 4 foundries. They're all going to be supplied by power right here. I'm going to expand this platform, and we're going to make some steel. I changed up my thinking from before. Why should I use a single one of these iron miners when I can just ramp up all 3 of them? Because if I double it, I can still produce all of the iron that I need. Then I got to thinking, well, I have to divide 180 up into 45s. So the best way to do that I thought of is I have to divide my 60 4 times. So I did that. I split it in half, and then I split it in half again. If I'm doing the math right. So the reason I want to go over this is I want to make sure that my thinking is correct, and I know everyone will tell me in the comments then whether or not this math actually checks out, whether or not I'm actually doing it correctly. That's why I'm going over this. I'm not trying to sit here and teach people math. I'm just trying to make sure that this is actually a sound technique that I'm doing. And it seemed to work okay for the coal, so I'm hoping it does okay here. But the coal was simple. This is a little bit more complicated. So if I did my math right, I'm pretty sure that this is going to work. The only way to really know is to let's find out. So let's hook it up and let's find out if it's actually going to work. But I'm hoping it's all connected. Now, we're not producing as much steel as we possibly could because I don't have the coal for it. And I won't have the coal for it until I get the Mark III conveyors. I need the steel in order to get the Mark III conveyor, so I set up 2 of them. I could technically feed, was it 2 2/3, I think, based on my rough math? That's not going to work, though, because this thing will kick on and off, and it'll force the other one to kick on and off, and I just don't want that. I want 2 full production, and then as I ramp up, I will ramp up my production as well, which means that I now have to figure out a way to get these 45 steel onto one of these conveyors and move back where we need it to go. Now, I could do the thing where I stack more of our vertical stackable pole. Climbing this thing and manipulating all of them way up there is a pain. So I'm thinking I might actually do something a little different with this one this time. And I'm thinking I might actually make a brand new vertical stackable pole and move our new vertical stackable pole over there where our smart plates were being made, I think now that can be our steel production. I swear, these things are so curious about what I'm building. It's almost as if they're like highly intelligent creatures just kind of coming and mocking me for my horrible construction methods. Maybe they've evolved beyond the need for such crude structures. I haven't, though. In fact, if anything, I am way out of my element with some of these crude structures. And then if I need to bring some stuff up here, I can just stack more stuff on a vertical stackable pole. What's really going to be sad, though, is tearing this all apart in order to create what I need to create. Our army of constructors are ready. Now it's time to really put this place through its paces. So, I have a few... Ooh, I'm going to have to tweak this, aren't I? I may have put them in the wrong spot, I'm guessing. Because once I'm done with this, then I can actually see how long it's going to take me to make all of the steel and move into the Mark III logistics. Because that's my goal today, is to get most of the Mark III logistics done and see if I can start producing phase 2. A lot of building, but I think it's going to be worth it. The bad news is that all of our steel will be used up by those 2 systems. Oh boy, does that suck. 20 per minute. That's not... And 15 per minute. That's not a lot. For all of the steel that we're using to create them, that is not a lot at all. So I'm going to guess that steel is probably either going to be really hard to make, and I'm going to have to really kind of focus on it eventually, or we won't need too much of it. I'm hoping that as of right now, we won't need too much of it. Because if we do, I am kind of screwed. Which is why I want to kind of get this place set up for kind of bare bones production right now. And then once it's basically ready to rock, I can just kind of use this place as an old outpost. Some place that we've established, it's making all the things that we kind of need. And then I can set up a tractor and have it haul all of its goods where our new base is going to be. And I'm actually going to do some scouting missions, probably in the next couple episodes, show where we're going to be headed. Because now that we have the rebar gun and our new Xeno Basher, everything should be a little bit easier. We should be able to fight our way through most of the issues that we were running into before. Yes, there we go. Now, while it's doing this, I'm going to try to set up some storage for things and probably figure out a way to move all these goods up into our logistics area, which may or may not be easier said than done. We're officially producing steel, and it's all making its way right back here. Now, it is kind of a mess, I know, but I think that it's a beautiful mess because this is actually going to work. And as we ramp up production, all 4 of these are going to fill up. And I'm actually going to be able to kind of manipulate the system a little bit in order to speed this process up. I finally was able to set up my reinforced iron plates, and I'm going to be able to produce 10 of them per minute, which is going to be a lot faster than what it was before because we're producing 5 per minute, and we were using half of them. Now we're not. We're not producing 5 per minute, and we're not using half of them. We're going to be producing 10, and hopefully we won't be... What's going on? What's going on? What happened? Something broke. Why are we not making steel? I'm going to have to troubleshoot that. Hold on. Let's see what the heck happened over here. I have just enough. Good. let's finally get the Mark III conveyors. I also need to troubleshoot some of my issues over there because I'm not producing steel and I should be.
Milestone reached.
I'm so confused. What busted here? Hold on. There's power going here. There's power going there. Oh, wait a second. Did I disconnect my power line running all the way back there when I did my production earlier? And it's just been producing based on the backed up coal? So this coal doesn't actually exist, does it? Oh, I hate when that happens. It makes it so hard to troubleshoot. I think what I ended up doing was I think I deleted the connection that goes out to my coal. Is that what I did? No. I'm connected. Are these not connected? Maybe this whole line on this side isn't connected. I thought I connected it down here. I didn't. I moved it. Oh, that's right. So I did connect it, and then I disconnected it and reconnected it. A lot of connections, and it's hard to keep track of all of them. I need some redundancy in most of my system. So I'm thinking about putting in a redundant line here. That way, when I do stupid stuff like that, I'm not killing everything. There was, I don't know, it was weird. It was like iron wasn't getting there, and I checked, and it was on, it was producing, and it was moving, but it wasn't going in. I'm not sure what happened, but I saved, and I restarted the game, and everything kicked back up and was working after I basically troubleshooted for way too long. And now we have production again. And enough production. I'm hoping... Oh, crap. What did I do? What did I do? I'm mixing it all together. That's not good. I don't think I meant to do what I did, but I did what I did, so I guess that works. But now we finally have an expanded power supply, something. So I'm assuming it's going to be under, ooh, yeah, power storage, 100 megawatts? What? That's not very big. Well, maybe it is. Hold on. Just because I'm making 24, oh, this is 4 megawatts. I'm making 2,400 megawatts. I would need at least 24 of those to store all I'm making in a minute. And it can hold on to it for an hour or something like that. Oh, those batteries are tiny. Well, that's okay, though, because I think they're pretty sized. Ooh, now this is more like it. This is kind of what I wanted. Let's hold that so I can see it. Oh, boy. Isn't that neat? Oh, cool. And then it has a thing that drops down in the middle. That way I can actually hook it up to one of the pylons, too. Right? Oh, 4 different connections? So I could slap 4 of these in here. And each one of those has 3 connections. So I can actually have 12 connections off of this. And 3 up top. This is really neat. And I've also been told that I can make the zip line. And I think it zips across the power lines is what I was hearing. I don't know how that works, but that's amazing. I love it. That would be so awesome. Oh, it can connect to 3 separate big ones. So I have to connect big one to big one. And then it's the bottom one that connects to the structures. Oh, I see how this is going. And how far can I make this? Pretty much as far as the eye can see. This is what I've been waiting for. While I've been building, I've been multitasking. I have 19. Let's print them. Yeah, gimme. Can I has, please? I have a lot of cool new things to play with, and now we have the awesome shop to play with. Okay, awesome shop. How awesome are you, and did I build you backwards? Doesn't look like I built you backwards, but I'm not sure what way is the front of this thing. I'm going to go right here, I think. I don't think it matters, but this seems like a good front. Conveyor ceiling mount and wall mount? Absolutely, yes, please. Okay, you win. That is really neat. I should have been doing this from the beginning. This is really cool. And I don't know if I showed it, but I was complaining so much about how they don't have round, they don't have curved, and they don't have these like corner pieces. Just the fact that I felt like it was just an oversight, something they should have. They do. Really cool ones too. And I could buy all of these resources. I could just make really expensive resources and buy the cheap ones. I'm not sure that that's going to be very lucrative for me, but it'll work. How much do I have left? So I have to have those. I have 11 now left to spend frivolously. Ooh, and I can get different colored boxes so I know what's in each one. I've got 6 left to spend frivolously. And frivolously means buying a corner ramp pack because I don't need it. It's not required. But I have to have it. It's been driving me crazy not to have anything in there in the corner sections. That is so cool. So thank you everyone so much for telling me I have to make this and I have to get coupons and I have to do that because I wasn't going to. And remember to take care and goodbye.